So when we talk about taping, many people say that taping is very placebo, isn't it? But if taping is placebo, then if you do a wrong taping, how does the pain increase? It's as simple as that, isn't it? Because, say for example, I am putting a wrong tape, then in that case, what is going to happen? My pain will increase or my structure will get misaligned. That means taping is not at all placebo. Yes? Now, starting with the types of tapes. What are the types of tapes? Elastic tapes. That is elastic. Okay. First of all, the broad classification. Then we will be coming on to the different classification with the names, the specified classification. So elastic tapes, semi-elastic tapes, non-elastic tapes. Okay, now I'll tell you the difference between these. When we talk about the elastic tapes are the kinesiology tapes. Okay, any tape which can be stretched, is the elastic tape. If you can see over here, can you see? This is elastic, okay? So I can stretch it. Then this is semi-elastic. Can you see? It is elastic, but to a certain extent, not very elastic like the kinesiology. Then we have rigid tape. We call it as rigid tape, sports tape, okay? Zinc oxide tape, these are the names for this. Can you see? There is no elasticity. I'm stretching it with full strength, but still it's not at all elastic, okay? So this is known as non-elastic tape, fine? Now, before understanding the techniques of taping, how to do taping for different clinical conditions and everything, if you want to understand that, before that you need to understand the type of tape, the properties of tape, how this tape is working actually, isn't it? Because without that it is not possible to do good taping. Yes, now many of us, we watch YouTube and we start taping, isn't it? We watch different YouTube videos and we start taping. But I always say in my every workshop, you watch YouTube, no issues. Definitely YouTube is full of knowledge. But always get trained in a specific skill, whatever it is, whether it is taping, dry needling, whatsoever. Okay, you should always get trained in that and then go to YouTube and watch the videos. Because when you know the technique, when you know the basics, when you know the physiology, when you know the techniques, then you can understand the YouTube videos. Okay, otherwise, if you see the random video and start applying taping, I have seen worst results. I have seen worst feedbacks from the patient, and then patient think that, okay, taping is bad. Okay, so it's our utmost responsibility for maintaining the techniques, effectiveness, and faith of the patient. Okay, because otherwise patient will think that it is a bad technique and I got it done from some physio and I had a bad experience, so I don't want to get it done again, right? So maybe that physio didn't know how to tape, but when you are trained enough, when you know the technique, definitely you know how to apply it. Simple example, a short example I'll give you here. Say for example, I've got tennis elbow, okay? Then in that case, what will happen? Definitely my muscles are overstrained. Okay, so when my muscles are overstrained on the extensor part, then what I have to do? I have to inhibit those muscles. Why? Because they are into RSI, that is repetitive strain injury. So definitely what I'm supposed to do is I have to inhibit that muscle. Okay, I'm going to explain you what is inhibition, what is activation, everything I'm going to explain you. Okay, so when we talk about that, when I'm inhibiting it, but say for example, you don't know that it has to be inhibited, then might be you activate it. What will happen? Patient will get worse